Carl Frampton delivered big time, and now he hopes ITV will do the same, along with great British rival Scott Quigg and his pound-wise promoter Ed Hearn. World Championship Boxing's return to mainstream terrestrial television could hardly have been more dynamic than Frampton's 5-round demolition of Chris Avalos on another wild Saturday night of the Jackal in Belfast. As they count the ratings, ITV are being challenged to bid against Sky Sports for this summer's Battle of Britain against Quigg, which is expected to fill the Manchester Arena, London's O2 or a mid-size football ground near you. Carl Frampton lands a powerful right hand on his way to stopping Chris Avalos in the 5th round. Frampton was joined by fellow world champion Scott Quigg right in the ring as they build towards a fight. Both Quigg and Frampton are confident they will finally meet in a super bantamweight unification clash. Frampton and his folk hero Svengali Barry McGuigan are willing to help make that happen by modifying the financial demands for a fight brought closer to fruition by Quigg's watchful presence in the aptly named Odyssey Arena. Frampton is on a journey to potential greatness, and his message to his rival from Bury as they posed for photographs in the ring was this: "Don't be greedy and we can share an ounce of millions." McGuigan, whose own world championship exploits printed the roadmap for his protégé's rise to the IBF Super Bantamweight title, understands the long-term benefits of the exposure which galvanized viewers on the UK mainland and around the world as Frampton put on a performance against Avalos which smacked of greatness in the making. McGuigan said, "Although I believe Carl will beat him, Quigg is also a very good fighter and a nice lad. If we can put this on free-to-air TV, we will bring another Ben Eubank bonanza to British boxing. We are prepared to be reasonable to make this happen, and I hope Scott and his promoter Ed Hearn will see the long-term value of doing that rather than us taking this fight to pay-per-view." Frampton is prepared to smooth that process by leaving the cauldron of his Jackal's den in his home city. "He'll fight anywhere, against anybody. It's no problem for me to meet Scott in England." McGuigan regards that as desirable. "It's time for the Quigg fight, and it's time for Carl to go on show to the rest of Britain and then America." Frampton delivered an impressive performance as he made short work of his mandatory challenger. Frampton ships a rare shot as Avalos was overwhelmed in front of a sell-out crowd in Belfast. Frampton broke Avalos down until referee Howard Foster had no choice but to step in and stop the contest. Frampton can't wait. Although his mentor wants to build solidly towards a potentially epic title unifying clash with Guillermo Rigondeaux in the US, his fighter wants to meet the brilliant Cuban sooner rather than later. "I feel ready for anyone after what I've just done to Avalos," he says. "This man is the #1 contender in most of the rankings, and it felt easy for me in there." So quickly is Frampton becoming the complete package that he will be a knockout threat to Rigondeaux, who, for all his genius, has been flawed more frequently of late. Frampton has now developed the punching power to complement his speed, SS, and intelligence in the ring, and Avalos, for all his Mexican-American warrior pedigree, could not cope. Avalos came to fight but found himself on the wrong end of a war. Not even the headbutt, one of many, with which he inflicted a cut beside Frampton's right eye, could deter the ensuing onslaught from the IBF champion. Frampton's response was like for like, landing a hefty blow to the jaw as the referee told them to break. He was more than his challenger's equal in the nitty-gritty and massively superior in every legal aspect of his ringcraft. Foster steps in to put Avalos out of his misery after the challenger had taken several unanswered flurries. Frampton is lifted off the ground by his trainer Shane McGuigan after his latest impressive performance. Frampton's manager Barry McGuigan shows his delight after his charge is scintillating, showing referee Howard Foster, a fine referee in no way unnerved by criticism of his quick stoppage of George Groves in the first fight against Carl Froch, rightly intervened as Avalos stood concussed and defenseless on the ropes after 1 minute and 33 seconds of the 5th round. Despite the spats and the spitting from the Avalos camp at the weigh-in, Frampton was calm, icy cold even in weighing up his man, then taking him apart with high focus accuracy and laser intensity. When Avalos tried to turn it into a gutter brawl, all he succeeded in doing was giving Frampton the opportunity to demonstrate how he has added punishing close-quarter in-fighting ability to his impressive repertoire. The Belfast boy has accepted that crowd appeal has to be a factor in his ascent to stardom, saying, "I took some stick for one fight in which I thought I boxed really well to win virtually every round with hardly being hit. But I was accused of being boring, so I know I have to be exciting." That he is now. There was nothing tedious about this performance of many talents. If McGuigan can keep him in front of the wider television audience, Frampton will become a legend beyond the Irish shores all the sooner. And with boxing about to receive a massive modern boost from the fight of the century between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, he and Quigg can play the part in giving the hard old game a thoroughly modern makeover. Cuban star Guillermo Rigondeaux left is considered the best super bantamweight in the world. Rigondeaux was knocked down twice in his last outing against Hisashi Amagasa in Japan on New Year's Eve.